Hey everybody, Mac here, and we are working on factoring trinomials. These are the ones that go x squared plus or minus something x plus or minus something. And we call this the first term, the second term, and this right here is the third term. Now, hopefully you didn't just stumble across this. If you did, I need you to go to maxtutorials.com and find, this is all coming from my factor, and I believe it's chapter 8, but look at factoring, and this goes into what I call well, the way I do it is I really break this down in the third terms. When my third term is positive, like this one, and when the third term is negative, like that one right there. And so I have different rules, and I have different rules that I teach it through, but I do it very slow and methodical, like maybe too slow and methodical, but it's all on that website, and it's a different way of teaching. And so go to version A of the mixed, or go to my third term positive, third term negative, but don't start here. Okay, start somewhere earlier. Okay, with all that being said, let's go do these. Okay, here I have third term positive. That means the signs are going to be the same. And I'm going to take the sign of the middle number, which is minus minus, and the factors of the third will add to the middle. Okay, which will be 3 and 1. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. Number 2, third term is positive. Signs are the same. Take the sign of the middle. What multiplies into 15 and adds to 8? That is 5 and 3. Let's go on to number 3. Third term is positive. Signs are the same. They're not plus, they're the same. Now you look at the middle. Oh, it's a minus, so I'm going to write minus and minus. What multiplies to 5 and adds to 6? 5 and 1. I'd explain a little bit more on how that works, but I know that you didn't start here. You looked at version A and you've already heard that speech. Okay, here we go. Third term negative. Now, signs are not the same. Signs are different. Now, my factors of the third will subtract to the middle. So what multiplies to 45 and subtracts to 12? That's going to be, a 15 and a 3. Okay, the bigger one, which is 15, is going to get the sign of the middle. So the 15 is going to go with the plus, and the 3 is going to go with the minus. Let's keep going. Let's do number 5. Oh, I see a third term positive. Signs are the same. Take the sign of the middle number. Factors of the third add to the middle, and in this case, it would be 6 and 3. Okay, 6 times 3 is 18. 6 plus 3 is 9, and all the signs work out. All right, on this one, third term is negative, so my signs are different. Factors of the third will subtract the 13. Now remember, if they have to subtract the 13, one of your numbers has to be bigger than 13. When I see that 48, the first thing I think of is 16 as a bigger number than 13, and that's going to be 16 times 3, and they sure do subtract the 13. So my 16 will get the plus sign, and my 3 will get the minus sign. They multiply to negative 48, and they add the positive 13. Number 7, third term is positive. Signs are the same. Take the sign of the middle number. Factors of the third will add to the middle, and in this case, it's going to be 6 and 5. Number 8, third term is positive. Signs are the same. Take the sign of the middle. Factors of the third will add to the middle, which is going to be 8 and 7. Okay, number 9, third term is positive. Signs are the same. Take the sign of the middle, which is negative, negative, and negative. Factors of the third will add to the middle, which is 7 and 6. Number 10, third term is negative. So if third term is negative, my signs are going to be different. I'm going to find factors that the third will subtract to the middle. So what'll subtract? It has to be higher than 18. Oh, it's probably going to be 20, huh? 20 and 4. 20 times 4 is 80. 20 minus 4 is 16. I just got to make sure that that 20 goes with the plus. Plus 20 minus 4. All right, let's go on to number 11. Third term is positive. Signs are the same. Take the sign of the middle, minus, minus. Factors of the 16 will add to the middle, which will be 8 and 2. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 plus 2 is 10. Number 12, third term is negative. Signs are different. Factors of the third subtract to the middle. So it has to be higher than 21. Let's try. Oh, when I see 72, how many hours in a day? 24. 2 days, 48. 3 days, 72. So I'm going to try that. 24 and 3. Oh, sure enough, that subtracts The bigger one gets the sign of the middle, so 24 goes with the plus and the 3 goes with the minus. I know some of this sounds like gibberish. You have to watch the other videos if you didn't, or else this won't make sense. Third term is positive. Signs are the same. Take the sign of the middle number. What multiplies in the 60 but adds to 17? And that would be it's not 6 and 10. It's 15, 30, Well, I'm not finding it right away. 1 times 60, 2 times 30, 3 times 20. Well, that'll subtract the 17, but I need them to add. So let's go 4 times... 4 goes in the 60 once with 2 left over, so it's 4 times 15. Well, that adds to 19. How about 3? How about 4? How about 5? 5 times 12. Hey, look. See what I did? I kept going down. And now if I wanted to keep it going, I'd go 6 times 10. Then I try 7, no. 8, no. 9, no. My next factor would be 10. And once it wraps around like that, I found them all. So my answer here is 5 and 12. Okay? Here we go. Let's go on to the next one. I'm glad we had one like that so you could see how I could find the factor. Number 14. Third term is a negative. Signs are different. Factors of the third will subtract to the middle. What multiplies to 96 and subtracts to 20? Well, it has to be something higher than 20. I know that. Or else it won't subtract. I don't know. 1 times 96. I honestly don't know. 2 times 48. 3 times 32. Well, that subtracts to 29. I'm getting closer. How about 4? 4 times, will 4 go in the 9 twice with 1 left over? 4 will go in the 16 4 times. Will that subtract to 20? It sure will. What's the bigger one? 24. So 24 will get the sign of the middle, and the 4 will get this. They multiply to a negative 96, and they add to a positive 20. Let's go on to number 15. Third term is positive. Signs are the same. Take the sign of the middle number. Because the third term is positive, my factors will add to the middle, and in this case, it'll be 4 and 3. Number 16, third term is negative, so my signs will be different. Factors of the third will subtract to the middle. That would be a 7 and a 2, and the bigger one gets the sign of the middle, so 7 goes with the minus, 2 goes with the plus. Okay? If your teacher showed you this, like, X thing, the Xbox thing, and the factors, that's cool. Use it. I just find that students who struggle, that doesn't work for it. If you get it, that's awesome. Use it. Okay? Here we go. Factors of 104, and okay, let me do my process. Third term is positive. Signs are the same. Take the sign of the middle. Factors will add to 21. Now that means that both of them have to be smaller than 21, right? Or else they won't add. So I know I need to go smaller than 21. So I'm just looking at this right now. Will 20 go in there? No, 19, 8. The answer is I have no idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 104, and I'm just going to start going. Let's just do it. I know it can't be these because they're all bigger, but hey, let's just have a process. Once you have a process and you stick to it, you're going to be okay. I know 3 won't go in because 1 plus 0 plus 4 is 5. And if you add the digits and it's not divisible by 3, then 3 won't go in it. Will 4 go in it? 4 times 4 goes into 10 twice with 2 left over times 26. All right, I'm getting closer. 5 won't go into it. Will 6 go into it? I'm not really sure. Let's try. 6 times 6 goes into 10 once. Okay, with 4 left over. Will 6 go into 44? Nope. So 6 won't work. Will 7 work? 7 goes to 10. 7 won't work. Will 8 work? Let's try 8. 8 goes into 10 once with 2 left over. 8 goes into 24 3 times. 8 times 13 is 21. I win. Now, if I kept going and I get to 13 again and I can't find a factor, then it's unfactorable, at least by this method. Everything's factorable, but it's not factorable like this. Okay, so this will be a minus 8 and a minus 13. 18, I'm going to stop and talk about this one. There is no x, so what do I do? Well, let's see. What if it was this? X squared plus 0x minus 4. Could I do that? Yeah, I totally could do that, couldn't I? All right, well, let's do that then. So third term is negative, so my signs will be different. Now, here's how you're going to ask this. What multiplies in the 4 but subtracts to 0? And the answer is 2 and 2. Okay? Positive 2 times a negative 2 is a negative 4. Positive 2 plus -2 is 0. So that gives me my 0. Of course, you have 0x, you don't write it, and that's why it looks like that. I'm showing that because I'm going to have a video on what we call special cases, and that's one of them. So I'm just kind of showing you the long way, but I'm going to show you a shortcut later on how to do those. All right, let's do this one. This also is a special one. We'll do it the long way, and then later on I'll show you a shortcut. All right, so third term is positive. Signs are the same. Take the sign in the middle. What multiplies to 121 and adds to 22? That would be 11 times 11. And you don't have to, but in your answer key or your answer sheet, if it's a multiple choice, you will probably see the answer look like that. So just know that these two right here, they mean the same thing. Neither one is wrong. They're both right, but you might see it more the second way. And then the very last one, this is one that tricks some people also. Third term is negative, so my signs will be different. What multiplies to 90 and adds to 1. Remember, that's a 1 in front of the x, not a 0. A lot of students will think that's a 0. It's not. It's a 1. Now, the only types of numbers that subtract a 1 are numbers that are next to each other. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 15, 16. So what two numbers are next to each other that multiply to 90? You probably already saw it. 9 and 10. The bigger number gets a sign in the middle, so it's plus 10 minus 9 because they subtract a 1. All right, well, I hope that helped you, and I gave you a few weird ones there at the end. Not terribly weird, but what we call some special cases. That's version B. I hope you guys like this and understand this. Might be nice to go on the version C just to make sure you really lock this in. If you get this concept, this isn't going to just help you in algebra in this section, but it's going to help you later on because we're actually going to do a lot of this. This continues on. It goes into algebra 2. It goes on to every math you're going to do. So learn this. I promise you it's going to help. All right, guys, good job. I'll see you in C.